Being able to be successful at different levels is very hard. Going from a star athlete as a youth football player to being able to transition to the junior high and to be able to do it with people that are bigger and stronger than they were back then is a lot harder. Even going from junior high to being able to transition to high school where people are putting a lot more training and time into it makes it harder to really excel as an athlete. And then going all the way to the college level where everybody is the best in the place that they were is going to be the hardest part because everybody is as good as you, but you have to find a way to stand out from the crowd.
So I kind of want to talk to you about what it was like transitioning to each different level when coming to playing football, like youth football to junior high football to high school football and on to college eventually. What was youth football like for you, and like what were struggles or
Youth football
parameters?
was hard.
It was hard.
Because I was always like the little kid.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So they just threw me on the offensive line. That's where they put the people they don't want.
All right. So, what was practice like in youth football?
It was just like, you would just run a lot actually. And like we wouldn't really practice plays.
Okay. And
During the youth time, what positions were you playing?
Always on the line, D-tackle. Well, the main transition was the weight limit. If you were at a certain weight, you couldn't handle the ball or touch the ball or run with the ball or anything. So, of course, that was kind of upsetting for anybody over that because 9 out of 10 times, they're some of the best players.
in other interviews, we've had people talk about the weight limit being something that would stop them from being able to play. You feel like you being too small in the youth level stop you from being able to really be an asset with like as running or wide receiver kind of position.
Well, in my later years of youth, like 5th grade, I played corner. So like once,
So you started to get a little bit bigger, and then you were able to transition.
Yeah.
So then, transitioning from youth football to junior high football, what was it like having the weight limit stripped away and you being able to actually play a different position?
I think it allowed dominance. Like, we had 2 people way bigger than most people on the field in the backfield, and that was just a major advantage over people who were not used to tackling anybody bigger than them at the time.
I think the difference in like competition or practice or anything going from youth football to junior high where it's a little bit more organized. What do you think the difference is between those?
It got easier.
You feel like as you were getting bigger and stronger and faster, it was getting easier.
Yeah.
So since you were smaller in the youth time, it was harder for you to really be able to make an impact.
Everybody's, of course, people are bigger, people are more aggressive, and I guess the main difference is people have more football IQ.
And then junior high practices, what were those like?
It was mostly all players. That's what really was like different. Like I usually never like practice plays, but then like
What was playing freshman football like compared to junior high? Was it similar, a little bit different, or?
it's just a lot more passing, like passing the ball.
So like you were a corner, so did that change your role?
Yeah, receivers got taller.
Okay, so
So-
you did it.
No.
Okay, so you had to work harder to try to. You think?
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is junior high it was a little bit more laid back and easier than going to freshman.
Junior high, you just kind of out there playing football with your friends. When you get to high school, you start learning route combos, how to play defense, exact details rather than just going out and playing.
So then, the high school, getting into high school, how does that practice differentiate those?
It's just a lot. It's a lot about the little things.
So really honing in on things.
Yeah.
Which so like freshman is the easiest level of high school. What do you think it's like going from freshman to like the JV and varsity types of things that you're sophomore?
JV is easy.
JV.
Should have never played that.
So can you talk to us about your experience of what it was like at Fisher's? What do you think was going on like your sophomore year?
Yeah. I just didn't show up to practices.
Yeah. Practice.
Yeah.
Talking about practice.
Not a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, not a game. Practice. So you you feel like it was harder, or you like your sophomore year going into JV or varsity, or you just didn't really get an opportunity like you would have liked?
Yeah, I didn't get the opportunity, but
When did you finally kind of get your chance to show what you had on varsity?
junior year.
Junior year, so all through sophomore, also this all through sophomore year you were on JV.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that made you a better player, or it made you have a little bit more fire to try to get on the varsity?
Like, yeah, I really felt like it pushed me.
Okay, so your junior year you got on varsity. How many, like, were you heavy in the rotation, or since it was your first year, were you kind of?
In like the beginning of the season, I wasn't in the rotation that much. But later on in the season, like that.
So you started working harder, and then you started seeing yourself getting more into the.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like when you first got like your best game? What would you say your best game was?
My best, let me think about it. I would have to say the Pike game.
Pike game. Okay, so what was your stats in the Pike game?
15 rushes, 150 yards. Yeah.
So averaging 10 yards. How many touchdowns?
3 touchdowns.
That's very good. So when you feel like when you finally got your opportunity, you were able to shine.
Yeah.
And do you feel like all the other years of having to like kind of work for it, because you said you were a smaller guy and you had to really work to get into the spots that you wanted, do you feel like that helped you to, like, when you got your opportunity to take it and really use it to your advantage?
Yeah.
What was the highest level of football that you played?
I played football at Indiana State, which is a Division I AA scholarship school.
When did you feel like you were good enough to play football in college?
I think I would say I knew that I wanted to play college football from an early age. I think that by the time I was a sophomore or a junior or so, I thought that there was a chance that I could play.
What was the transition like going from playing high school football to going to an actual college and like playing?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is that when you're in high school, you only see your best friends every day, and so if you're a Division I college athlete, then you're the best at your school, and then you're probably the best at your conference. But then when you get to college, everybody on your team is the best at their high school, the best in the conference, the best in the area. So you become, just like everybody else, and so you quickly realize that, that work ethic that you had in high school, everybody else had that same work ethic. So you either gotta work harder to be better than everybody else, or you're gonna stay the same, or you won't get to play. Some guys are really, really gifted, but they don't really work hard at it. Some guys work really hard at it and aren't as talented. I think that some guys are smarter, they know the game better because they work at it, they watch film and they do what they're supposed to do. I think everybody comes from different backgrounds. When you get on a college team, everybody comes from different places. And so I think in that regard, everybody's a little bit different. But I think that, once you get to know your teammates, and then, after the first year or so, then it's almost like it was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
All you guys, personalities kind of gel together, and then it kind of works out that way. But initially, everybody comes from different areas, and so it's something that's brand new.
What do you think your biggest obstacle was at first, like starting to play on a higher level?
Having some time to reflect and just the time to chill in high school. To you get to college and you have 5 a.m. weights, 5 to 6:30. You eat breakfast. You got class from 8 to 2. You got meetings, and then you got practice. Then you got dinner and study tables. So you're going from 5:30, 6 to 9 o'clock at night with very little time to yourself. One of my favorite quotes is, "How you do anything is how you do everything." And so, I think that if you slack off if you're in your academics or in weights or in film or whatever facet of your life, that's what your tendency is going to always be. And so I think that if you push through and make things important to you and do it the right way all the time, then I think that you're able to get through the tough parts, tough circumstances, situations when you come up to them later in life.
what are you going to do to be able to get to college level? Like, what are you doing right now to be able to get to the next level? Because you know it's going to be harder and it's going to.
I'm just working a lot harder. A lot more. Just trying to get really good at my skills.